Valve's method of storytelling is best described through the simple phrase, show, don't tell. Nowhere is this mentality better exemplified than through the opening chapters of Half-Life 1. If you've played Half-Life, then you'll know exactly what I mean by this, but for those who haven't, allow me to quickly summarize. The game places you in the shoes of a Dr. Gordon Freeman, a silent protagonist who works at Black Mesa, a top-secret research facility. On the day our story takes place, Dr. Freeman rides the rail into work, puts his hazard suit on, and walks through the department down to the test chamber to complete the experiment scheduled for the day. But the plan goes catastrophically wrong, causing a rift to the dimension Zen to open and aliens to wreak havoc on the facility. Gordon survives, making his way back through the department, witnessing the death and destruction caused by the experiment performed by his team. As he walks past his injured, dying, and dead colleagues, crawls through rubble and fights off alien creatures, his head is likely swimming with anxiety, fear, regret, but he never lets this show and remains a silent protagonist. However, I believe his true feelings are shown clearly to the player through Valve's characteristic show-don't-tell communication method. With your permission, I'd like to explore how Half-Life sound design portrays Gordon Freeman's trauma. To start with, despite being a silent protagonist, there is a moment right after the disaster where we can clearly hear Dr. Freeman's breathing. Take a listen. Gordon's breathing is heavy, desperate, and accompanied by a heartbeat, his own heartbeat pounding in his head. The explosion was so loud that as he is teleported away to temporary safety, all he can hear is his own breathing and heartbeat ringing in his ears. Half-Life has many scripted sequences, but most of these sequences play out in real time, and the player is still given agency during these moments, able to walk around as they bear witness to events unfolding in front of them. With this in mind, it's interesting to note that this is one of the few scripted story moments in the game where control is ripped away from the player and they are plunged into darkness, leaving them with no control over the game and no visuals to convey information. This only lasts for 10 seconds, but these 10 seconds are in such direct opposition to the rest of the game that it's no surprise the moment left such an impact on me. Sitting here in the darkness, the player is forced to rely on the only sense remaining, their hearing. Heavy breathing, a rhythmic heartbeat. These sounds act as a conduit for the player to reflect on the devastating events that have just unfolded, but also as a way to provide some insight into how Gordon is reacting to what he has just done. During these 10 seconds, his mind would be racing, floundering with thoughts of his fellow friends and colleagues. Did they survive the blast? Is everyone okay? What have I done? What do you think? Does this moment add extra context to your understanding of who Gordon Freeman is as a character? Leave a comment below. Next up, the music. Quite a few of the tracks in Half-Life are either ambient or very high intensity. As the player walks back through the now destroyed halls of the research facility, they uncover the bodies of their colleagues, mauled by aliens that escaped through the rift to Zen. When Gordon rounds the corner and sees a corpse lying on the ground surrounded by blood, an ominous, ambient track begins to play. Take a listen. Now, of course, this is a less literal sound than Gordon's heavy breathing, but the importance lies in when this song actually plays. This is not the first time the player has seen a dead body after the catastrophic accident. In fact, at this point, Dr. Freeman has bear witness to a laser cutting someone in half, a piece of machinery falling and crushing a fellow scientist, and the corpse of a colleague come back to life as a zombie, attacking him. But it's here, when he rounds a corner and spots yet another dead body in a pool of blood. To the player, this is just another victim of the accident. But clearly to Gordon, this is someone important. A friend? A close work acquaintance? It's never made apparent to the player. But the fact that the developers chose to cue up this song here is a very deliberate choice. The song itself is quite dreary, ambient, filling me with dread as I listen to it. The intention for a gameplay purpose may have been to forewarn the player of danger ahead, but through the lens of how the sound design reflects Gordon Freeman, the song instead communicates his dread and guilt upon seeing the corpse of a close friend. As he gazes upon the death he has caused, Gordon would be feeling such a mix of emotions. Distraught at the loss of a friend, rage at the fact Black Mesa forced him to conduct such a dangerous experiment, which I think the music reflects, as there is consistently a bubbling anger underscoring the whole song, with twinges of unsettling sadness mixed in, as memories of a close friend likely flood into his mind. Do you agree? Or do you think this music serves a different purpose? That's just a couple of the examples I wanted to talk with you about today. Thanks for joining me. If you can think of any ways in which Half-Life 1 shows us more about Gordon Freeman through the sound design, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.